Have you ever found yourself doom scrolling through social media, watching influencer after influencer try to convince you to buy something, believe something, or become someone else? We live in the loudest era of human history. Everyone is a broadcaster. Everyone is trying to persuade you. We have mastered the art of content, of copywriting, of influence. But in this noise, have we lost the very thing that makes communication meaningful? Have we forgotten the soul? Today we are going to escape the noise of the city, just like Socrates did 400 years ago to walk by a quiet river and talk about two things that seem unrelated, but are actually identical: the art of falling in love and the art of persuasion. This is Plato's Phaedrus, and it is the manual for reclaiming your mind in an age of manipulation. Why pick this book up now? Because we are confused about desire. We think being rational and cool-headed is always the best way to live. We treat love like a contract and communication like a transaction. But Plato is here to tell us that the best things in life, true love, genius, creativity, and profound connection don't come from being sane. They come from a specific kind of madness. If you feel like your life is overly calculated, or if you feel like you are constantly fighting a war inside your own head between what you want to do and what you should do, this book was written for you. So what is the core message of Phaedrus? It starts with a simple scene. Phaedrus, a young enthusiast, meets Socrates. Phaedrus has just heard a speech by a famous speechwriter named Lysias. The speech argues something strange. It is better to sleep with someone who doesn't love you than someone who does. Why? Because a lover is crazy, jealous, and unstable. But a non-lover is rational, calm, and transactional. It sounds modern, doesn't it? It sounds like friends with benefits, or no strings attached. Socrates initially plays along, but then he stops. He realizes this is a crime against the gods. He says we cannot treat love as a sickness to be cured. The core message of Phaedrus is that Eros, love, is a form of divine madness, and it is the wing that lifts the soul back to where it belongs. And here is the twist. Good communication, or rhetoric, isn't about manipulation. It is psychagogia, the leading of the soul. To speak well, you must love the truth, and you must understand the soul of your listener. You cannot move a soul you do not understand. Let's dive into the three key insights, starting with the most famous image in all of philosophy, the Chariot Allegory. Imagine your soul is not a single, unified thing. Socrates describes the soul as a charioteer driving a chariot pulled by two winged horses. One horse is white, noble, upright, and obedient. It represents thumos, our spiritedness, our drive for honor, courage, and discipline. The other horse is black, crooked, bloodshot-eyed, and violent. It represents our appetite's lust, greed, and raw desire. The charioteer is your reason. Here is the insight. The goal isn't to kill the black horse. If you kill the black horse, the chariot doesn't move. You need its energy. But if you let the black horse take control, it will drag you into the dirt, destroying you and the object of your desire. The charioteer's job is to use the whip and the reins to synchronize these two opposing forces. When we fall in love, the black horse goes crazy, wanting to rush in. The white horse holds back out of shame and respect. The charioteer must steer them both toward the beautiful. This explains why we feel so conflicted. That internal war you feel? That's the horses fighting. Wisdom is not the absence of passion. It is the harnessing of passion. The second insight is the defense of madness. In our society, we are terrified of losing control. We want to be cool. But Socrates argues that our greatest blessings come from madness, specifically 4 types of divine madness: prophecy, ritual healing, poetry, and love. Think about the greatest art you've ever seen, or the most profound speech you've ever heard. Was it written by someone purely calculating the metrics? No, it came from inspiration. It came from being possessed by something bigger than oneself. Socrates teaches us that if you try to be purely rational in art or love, you will fail. The sane poet will always be eclipsed by the mad poet. This gives us permission to embrace our intensity. Don't suppress your inspiration just to fit into a spreadsheet. Real genius requires a touch of madness. The third insight is about true rhetoric versus sophistry. This is crucial for anyone who creates content, writes emails, or speaks to people. Socrates criticizes those who use words just to flatter or manipulate. He calls this pastry baking for the soul. It tastes good, but it's unhealthy. True rhetoric requires 2 things. First, you must know the truth of the subject you are speaking about. You can't just spin words. Second, you must know the soul of the audience. A doctor gives different medicine to different bodies. A speaker must give different speeches to different souls. Some souls need complex arguments. Others need simple stories. If you are speaking the same way to everyone, you aren't communicating. You are just making noise. True influence is planting a seed of truth in another person, soul that will grow on its own. Now, how do we apply this to our lives tomorrow? First, look at your internal chariot. Identify your black horse. Is it an addiction to validation? Is it laziness? Is it lust? Don't hate it, but don't let it drive. Strengthen your white horse, your discipline, and sense of honor to help your reason guide the chariot. When you feel that internal conflict, visualize the reins in your hands. You are the driver. Second, re-evaluate how you communicate. Whether you are a YouTuber, a manager, or a parent, stop using hacks to convince people. Stop trying to win the argument. Instead ask, who is this person? What does their soul need right now? Speak to the part of them that loves the truth. Connection is more powerful than conversion. And finally, don't be afraid to be a little mad in your creative life. If you have an idea that feels too big, too emotional, or too intense, chase it. That is the divine madness trying to lift your wings. We live in a world of Lysias-style speeches, cold, calculated, and ultimately empty. We treat people like data points. But you have the capacity for something else. You have wings. Phaedrus reminds us that we are not just biological machines. We are souls trying to remember the beauty we once saw. So the next time you speak to someone, don't just target their wallet or their attention span. Target their soul. Guide them toward the truth. Because that is the only persuasion that lasts forever.